Mike Tyson didn't just win boxing matches, he wrecked people. The moment the bell rang, Tyson would come out like a missile. No hesitation, no fear, just raw power. Fans didn't sit down during his fights because they knew it might be over. Before they got comfortable. Tyson's knockouts weren't just wins, they were statements. And in this video, we're going to walk through some of the most jaw-dropping, unforgettable moments when Iron Mike knocked someone out cold. Let's start with something wild. Tyson's first pro fight in 1985. He was only 18 years old, facing a guy named Hector Mercedes. This wasn't a long, drawn-out battle. Tyson destroyed Mercedes in the very first round. You could see the fear in Mercedes' eyes the moment Tyson stepped forward. It wasn't even a fight. It was a warning to the world. Tyson had arrived. Now let's talk about Tyson versus Michael Spinks. This was supposed to be a mega fight. Spinks was undefeated. People thought maybe, just maybe, Tyson had met his match. Nope. Tyson knocked Spinks out in just 91 seconds. Spinks was so shaken he looked like he wanted to be anywhere else, but in that ring, Tyson's punches didn't just land, they erased your will to continue. One of Tyson's most famous knockouts was against Trevor Berbick. This was the fight that made Tyson the youngest heavyweight champion in history. Tyson hit Berbick so hard, he tried to stand up multiple times and failed. His legs just wouldn't listen. It was like his body was rebooting, trying to figure out what just happened. Tyson's power didn't just knock people down, it broke their coordination. It was brutal and fascinating to watch. Another classic, Tyson versus Larry Holmes. Holmes was a legend, a former champion, but he had been out of the game for a bit, and when he came back to fight Tyson, it didn't end well. Tyson knocked him down 3 times in the 4th round. When Holmes hit the canvas, it was like he finally understood that there are levels to this game, and Tyson was playing on a whole other one. We can't forget about Tyson's fight against Marvis Frazier. This one lasted just 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Tyson hit Frazier with an uppercut that looked like it came from a video game. Frazier slumped to the canvas like a puppet with its strings cut. The crowd was stunned. Even the ref looked like he didn't expect it to end so fast. Tyson's knockouts weren't just fast, they were surgical. Then there was Frank Bruno. Bruno was big, strong, and determined. But Tyson fought him twice, and both times Tyson overwhelmed him with speed and power. In their first fight, Tyson came in swinging like he was late for an appointment. He knocked Bruno down in the 1st round and finished him in the 5th. In the rematch, it was even more one-sided. Tyson knocked Bruno out in the 3rd round with a vicious combination that left him frozen against the ropes. One of Tyson's most underrated knockouts was against Carl "The Truth" Williams. Williams was tall with a strong jab, but Tyson cut through him like butter. He knocked him down with a left hook that barely looked like it landed. But that's the thing. Tyson's power didn't need a wind-up. It was compact, fast, and deadly. Williams couldn't beat the count, and just like that, it was over. Even later in his career, when Tyson wasn't at his physical or mental peak, the knockout power was still there. Against Francois Botha, Tyson was losing the fight until round 5. He timed a perfect right hand that sent Botha crumbling. One punch. That's all it took. That's what made Tyson scary. He only needed one chance. 1 second. And everything could change. Tyson's style was built for knockouts. He had that peekaboo stance where he'd cover his face and bob and weave. Then out of nowhere, bam, he'd explode with a hook or an uppercut. He was shorter than most heavyweights, but he used that to his advantage. He got under your punches, closed the distance, and unleashed combinations faster than you could react. He didn't just hit hard, he hit fast and accurate. Tyson's knockouts weren't always pretty. Sometimes they were downright violent. That's what drew people in. You didn't watch a Tyson fight expecting a tactical chess match. You watched because you knew something insane could happen at any moment. Even his walk to the ring was terrifying. No robe, no music sometimes. Just pure focus. The guy looked like he was heading to war, and yet, for all his chaos inside the ring, Tyson always respected the sport. After knocking someone out, he didn't gloat. He rarely celebrated wildly. It was like he already knew what would happen. He walked in, did his job, and left. Cold, efficient, devastating. There's also something deeply human about Tyson. For all the knockouts, all the destruction, he was a complicated guy. You could see the pain in his eyes sometimes. The rage came from somewhere real. His childhood was rough. He was bullied, beaten, and abandoned. Boxing gave him purpose. And when he stepped into the ring, it was like he was exercising all of that pain with his fists. Even today, Tyson's highlights feel unreal. You watch those clips and wonder how someone could be that explosive, that focused, that relentless. His fights are studied by young boxers all over the world, not just because of the power, but because of the technique. Tyson's footwork, his timing, his ability to slip punches and counter. He was a student of the game. And sure, Tyson's career wasn't perfect. He had losses, he had legal troubles. But when we talk about knockouts, pure bone-rattling, highlight reel knockouts, there's no one like Mike Tyson. No one even close. He didn't just beat people, he broke them. When people ask why Tyson's knockouts matter so much, the answer is simple. It's because they felt like moments in history. You didn't just see someone get knocked out. You saw the raw edge of human power and emotion. And you saw it over and over again. Whether you love him or hate him, Tyson's knockouts are unforgettable. They're part of boxing's DNA now. They remind us what happens when speed, power, and fury all meet in one person. And maybe that's why, even decades later, we still can't stop watching them.